Okay, good evening everyone. Hello. So today we are solving the LeetCode question number 628, maximum product of three numbers. So here we are provided with an array and we need to calculate and return the maximum sum of any three elements. Okay, so there is no specific order that it follows. It could be any element from the array. Uh, it it's not given in the question that the elements are supposed to be alternate to each other, or the neighboring elements. It could be any element. Uh, so what we can do in this question, so first of all we need to sort the array. Okay, so if we sort the array, then you can see that mm, when we are sorting the array, then the elements at the last, if you're sorting in ascending order by default, then the element at the last would be maximum and the element at the start would be minimum. So but here we need to calculate the product of three numbers. If it would have been the product of two numbers, then in any case we just have to return the product of the last two element, if we are sorting in ascending order. uh, Using the sort function, of course we are going to use the sort function here. So then it would be an easier case. There would be no other edge case. But since there could be negative elements as well, as you can uh, you I need to tell you that you must also always observe the constraints that are given in the question. So here in the constraint, it's clearly given that the range of the element in nums vector could range from -1000 to 1000. Okay, and the length could be from 3 to 10 to the power 4. So we need not to worry about that the element would be less than 3. The element would always be greater than 3. Okay, so the element could be negative number as well, and the sum of two negative numbers is positive. But if we are taking the sum of three concurrent negative numbers, then it will give a negative number. So even though the elements, the absolute value of the negative elements is greater than the positive values, but if we just take the concurrent number sum, then it will return a negative number. Okay, for example, there is a edge case I'll talk about. uh, so we need to first sort the array. So we'll sort it. Do see the time complexity of this function. It has a time complexity of n log n. Okay, and that is gonna be the time complexity using this approach of this question. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we'll take two kind of products here. The very first is okay, let's first declare the size. This variable stores the size of nums vector. Okay, so here in the question, okay, in the examples the elements are already sorted. uh, so after sorting the element, for the let's consider the case where the elements at the last are positive, means there are both positive and negative numbers in the array. So then uh, one product would be nums n minus 1, nums n minus 2, and nums n minus 3, means the elements that are at the last. Okay, over the right hand side after sorting. And another would be p2. Okay, so here observe, the very first we are taking is nums 0, nums 1, and the other we'll take because we want this number to be positive. All right, so if an array has negative numbers as well positive number, so the maximum product would always be a positive number, right? So that's why we can't take sum of any three concurrent number, because it will always result in a negative number. So here we'll take, and always the product of any three negative numbers is negative, so that can't be a maximum product. So that's why in any array which has a size greater than 3, the maximum product would always be a positive number. Okay, so here we'll take nums n minus 1, which is the last element on the right hand side of the array. So these are the only two possible cases, and out of these two product, one would be maximum. So we'll automatically automatically we'll choose. Okay, so we'll write max here, max p1 p2. So this max function would return the maximum among p1 and p2, and that maximum would be returned by this function. Okay, so yeah, let's run this problem. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you the edge cases. Okay, it was there in the question if it would have not run. uh, Let me take it. Okay, so let's take the case like there is an array minus 100 minus 98. Okay, then let's take minus 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, okay, so just observe the solution here. Okay, so here, if we would have taken the sum of the three consecutive uh, odd numbers, which are to the left, the negative numbers, then the sum would have been 9800 minus 9800. Okay, so we need to have, in order to make uh, the number positive, we need to have one positive number among this product. Okay, so we'll take the absolute value which is the highest, that is 4, and we'll add it to the product, because obviously minus 100 and minus 98 has the maximum absolute value, so the sum could only be maximized including these two elements. Okay, but we need to add a positive number in these element in order to make the sum positive. Okay, sorry, the product positive. Okay, so I hope you can understand that. And well, this will automatically come by practice. You need to solve more and more number of questions, and then you'll automatically understand this, and this approach will automatically come in your mind. Okay, you need to be very intuitive, as I always say. Just solve more and more number of questions, and also after watching this video, you should solve this question on your own. Okay, because it's easy to understand the question when you watch the video, but then the student tend to forget, and it's very normal. Okay, student tend to forget the question afterwards, so it requires practice. You need to practice the question after watching the video on your own. Try to solve it without watching the video. Okay, first watch the video, then understand the question, and then try to solve it on your own. Okay, and then also, keep exploring, because uh, there could be some solution that you will there could be some other approach that you will come up with. Okay, there are multiple ways. There is also the brute force approach, which I haven't talked about, because obviously that would be using three nested for loops, and the time complexity would be n cube, so which is not a good approach, and not uh, optimized, and is not supposed to use on LeetCode. Okay, so for your placement drives, and for uh, you know uh, you need to know the optimized version. Okay, so this was about the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, stay focused and stay consistent and keep learning. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll get back.